I'm Lee. I'm going to introduce the tariff barrier of India. I brought 5 typical Indian main exports. The Republic of India, their language is Hindi and English. Their political system is Republican. And their square measure is about 3.3 million kilometers square. And their population about 1,341 million people. And their GDP is $2.1 million in 2020 in January. And their nominal GDP is $328,000 in December 2019. India's main exports: mineral fuels, including oil. It takes 14.9% of total exports. It costs 48.3 billion US dollars. Second, gems, precious metals. Third, machinery including computers. Third, vehicles. And fourth, beef. Organic chemicals such as rice. Before we do an example of trade barrier in India, we found the company's case, the specific case of non-tariff barrier in India. There are 6 factors about what they actually experienced. First, delayed product association by complicated document requirements. Second, new item certification is spent 3 to 6 months. And third, inconsistent customs regulations. Fourth, frequently effected anti-dumping regulations. Fifth, the cost of registration to FDM. Sixth, different certification procedures for each item. We choose the steel industry as a representative starting in September 2012. It is mandatory to obtain BIS certification from standard countries to export 50 steel products to India. Such a system is in place to ensure quality, safety, and reliability of products distributed and imported to India, to prevent distribution and import of products that are unsuitable for standards, and to protect consumers. To obtain such BIS certification directly, it is possible after entering the Indian market by establishing a corporation branch office and liaison office in India. In addition, BIS certification can be obtained through the local contractor, but only if the local company is officially registered with the government and the legal relationship with the company is clearly demonstrated through the contract. And therefore, it's found that issuing certificates in the order of application, review, and factory visit. It means facility investigations, sample test, and certification issuance. Certificate issuance usually takes 10 months to issue, and there are no clear criteria such as taking more time to issue certificates by small businesses than large companies. The tariff period made 10 more months slower to issue than what would be better after BIS certifications. We have the survey result of investing in India. The result of survey about comparison of non-tariff barrier in India. There's about 30% of companies answered India is higher is there 60% of companies said similar, and only 10% of companies said other countries higher. An expectation of export to India after 3 years, 2019 to 2021. Almost half of the company answered it'll be decrease, and there only 31% of companies said increase, and there are 26% of companies answered there is no change. There will be no change. And Korean companies experience of non-tariff barrier against India. There are causes such as like about 62% of company answered complicated customs and procedures, and over 10% of company answered technology and certification regulations. And there are more other things, but this is the technical reason, so let's get it, move on. Factors that slowing export to India. There are 27% of company answered limits of secured capacity in local network. There's no network in India. It's very hard to find some networks in India. And there are 24% of company answered decrease in company's productivity. About 20% of company answered increasing productivity in India. And there are 17% of company answered other market has found it. And there are others in 12%. So, the plans for investment to India after 3 years. There is a graph. About half, 42.9% of company answered they will be maintaining, and 40.9% of companies answers there is no plan. Only about 16% of companies that will be expanded or reduced it. The next is how India counter-react with other countries' protectionism. Last year, the President Donald Trump terminated India's eligibility for GSP. GSP means Generalized System of Preferences. GSP provides non-reciprocal duty-free tariff treatments to certain products imported from qualifying developing countries. After India lost its eligibility for the US Trade Preference Program, India imposed higher tariffs affecting about $1.4 million of US exports through 2018 data, such as nuts, apples, and chemicals. Also, negotiations about over US dairy products have gone on for years. It is difficult for the US dairy farmers to sell their products in India because India requires that dairy products are derived from the dairy cow that has been fed a vegetarian diet for its entire life. India defends its position on religious and cultural grounds, whereas the US association calls these requirements scientifically warranted. Alas, we found our answer of the question. how trade barrier can affect the marketing strategy of business. Various and unpredictable trade barriers of each country affect to the external environment of business and makes unstable situations. In terms of government strategy for trade barriers should dealing with other countries effectively. However, in terms of company strategy will be different. According to SWOT analysis, they should focus on internal aspects like S and W, which they can control. For example, increase investment to the R&D to improve their own market competitiveness and quality of products. Yeah, this is what that was our group's presentation. Thank you for listening.